I like living a Hobbit girl life. That means, what the girly pops might now call a lazy girl business. Although I don't really love saying that because the truth is it's still going to take effort. And you're not lazy, you're smart for choosing the strategies that I'm about to talk about that are going to help you sell your stuff without doing more work, without spending a ton of money on ads, which is nothing wrong with ads, but maybe you're not ready for that, or feeling like you're constantly churning out content to keep up with a fast-paced algorithm. We're going to scratch that and we're going to focus on something else. Today, we're going to talk about evergreen content. By the way, I always forget to introduce myself on this channel, but I'm Morgan Batista and I've been in digital marketing for the last 10 years. I started as a mommy blogger way back in the day and also a freelance writer. And then after I started being able to drive traffic to my blog, started making sales, things like that, my entrepreneur friends started hiring me to help them with their businesses. And the rest is history. Since then, I've worked with dozens of entrepreneurs and helped them make a lot of money online. The goal is to make money in a way that is fulfilling and aligned with the type of life that we want to live. And for me, that's a Hobbit life full of baking delicious treats, spending time in my garden, going on little adventures. Okay. So evergreen content is really the key to living this lifestyle. Because although I love Instagram and TikTok, hopefully TikTok's still around by the time you're watching this. It can also be exhausting to feel like you're just constantly putting out content to try to go viral versus building something that lasts. And so if we focus instead on evergreen content on specific platforms, it's going to help us to have that more relaxed approach and relationship with content. So first of all, evergreen content is exactly what it sounds like. This is always relevant. It's not seasonal, so we're not talking about like hello. We're not talking about like top 10 Christmas decor or I don't know, whatever. I'm just making it up. These are things that people are going to be interested in year round and regardless of what's going on. And the way that we are going to get this content to show up for people is to focus on SEO or search engine optimization, specifically on a few main platforms. One is YouTube, the second is Pinterest, and the third is blogging. And by blogging, I mean by trying to get traffic through Google. So these three platforms work together beautifully. And if you do this the right way, you don't actually have to do a ton more work in order to create content and be relevant on all of them at the same time. So I'm going to talk you through my exact workflow to create evergreen content that's going to push traffic to my offers year round. And I only have to make content once for it to continue to do the work for me over and over again. Because again, we're hobbits here. Look, if you want to be an elf, I don't care. You can be a dwarf. You can be an orc. Choose any character from Middle Earth. That's fine. But none of them really want to do extra work. So whatever. I'm picking Hobbit because I'm short and round and I like treats. So we're going to be smart in the way that we're working. And the way that I create my content in order to have the biggest reach with the least amount of work is by focusing first on YouTube. So I don't make scripts or anything. I usually might jot down a couple notes, but I have an idea for what I want to create. And I do a little bit of research first on number one, YouTube and on Google to see what questions people might be asking, what keywords people are putting into the search bar, both in YouTube and also on Google, and whether there is a lot of competition for those keywords or not. And what we're looking for is kind of a sweet spot where it seems like a lot of people probably are searching for that because it might, auto-populate. Usually if you start typing in a keyword and it auto-populates, that means a pretty good number of people are looking for it. And there are lots of tools that you can use for keyword research that are going to give you a lot more data. But today we're just going to be like basic 101 to get started. But you don't want the top search results to be like WebMD or NBC or something that is like a huge website, and the same thing on YouTube, if it's like a huge creator that has 1 million subscribers, it's going to be hard for you to compete with that. So you want to look for keywords that seem like there's a lot of search happening, but the competition isn't super high. If they do have posts or videos from those bigger accounts, maybe they're old, maybe they're like 5 or 6 years old. And so you can make some fresh content that could beat it out because it's new. But that's kind of like the mindset we want to go into when we're thinking about the topics that we're going to create and the keywords that we're going to be focusing on. So choose one main keyword, and by keyword, I mean what's called a long tail keyword. A long tail keyword is like a sentence. It's not evergreen content. It's going to be like how to create evergreen content for YouTube. It's like an entire question. That's going to make it more likely that you'll actually show up in search the more like granular you can get, because here's the thing. You can rank for that actual long tail keyword, that whole sentence that you're putting in there, but evergreen content is within that sentence, right? And so you still have a chance to rank for evergreen content, even if you're using like a huge long tail keyword. All right. Once we have our keyword, once we have a general outline of what we want to say, I sit down and I record the video, just like I am now. Once the video is recorded, I'm going to go into CapCut. I'm going to edit it. And I've used a lot of editing software, and I personally like CapCut. I pay for the paid version because I like some of the features like auto-generated captions. And then also it will automatically clip up your videos for you afterwards into shorter form content that you can share on Instagram and TikTok, so you can stay on those faster moving platforms without sacrificing a lot of your time. I edit it on CapCut, and when I export it, I export the captions as a TXT file. It's like super easy to do. When you go to export, there's a little tab that you can click. This is on the desktop version of CapCut, to be clear. And I take those captions in the TXT file, head over to ChatGPT, and I ask it to turn it into a blog post for me. Now, I have an entire course on blogging, if you really want to get into blogging, that teaches you how to set up a website on WordPress, like how to structure a blog post, all of these different pieces. But just literally taking your transcript over to ChatGPT and asking it to turn it into a blog post for you is a great place to start. And we can, like in my course, I go over how to like optimize it further and improve your chances of ranking on Google. But that alone is going to help you to get started with creating a blog. After that, I'm going to pin those things on Pinterest. So on Pinterest, I would directly pin the videos from YouTube. So you can pin the full length video. You can also pin the shorter form content from Instagram and from TikTok. So you can drive traffic from Pinterest over to Instagram and TikTok and continue to grow those places. And then I'll also create pins for the blog. And so it is still a bit of work, but the work that you're doing is going to pay off tenfold, because we're really only creating one hero piece of content that then gets broken down into all these other pieces. And we're using tools like ChatGPT to speed up this process, like CapCut and their auto cutting features to speed up this process. So you're not sitting down there and having to actually like go cut up your videos to put them on TikTok or wherever. Like, it's getting done for you. As far as creating Pinterest images, I use Canva for this. And again, if you want to speed up this process as well, you can use the templates that are in Canva, but you can also go to Etsy, and there's people who have pre-made templates there that'll have like 8, 10, 50 different Pinterest templates that you can just buy them, upload them into Canva, and all you have to do is swap out like your brand colors and then edit the text to say whatever your topic is. And remember, on YouTube, on Google, and on Pinterest, we're focusing on SEO. And so we want to make sure that we're using those keywords that we chose as much as we can throughout all of those. So when you're making your pin images, make sure that you are putting your keywords in those pin images, in the description, in the title, etc. And again, like, not to keep pitching it, but I go really deep into SEO and Pinterest and Google in my blogging course if you wanted to grab that. But this right here is going to be a great place for you to start. And you can also ask ChatGPT to help you with your SEO strategy as well. All right, that's it for today. Good luck, fellow hobbits. and residents of Middle Earth. Or wherever. Whatever weird fantasy realm you like. Or you could stay here in the real world. It's a little boring and a little sad. I guess Middle Earth gets sad too sometimes though. So, all right, I'm done. Bye.